Hey everyone, welcome back to Owlchemist Tarot. This is your weekly reading, general weekly reading for January 3rd through the 9th. Yeah, that sounds about right. So I'm working on the 2022 readings. I'm going to have to break them down in elements. I tried to do it and the video was so big I couldn't upload it. So I'm going to be working on that in the next few days. I've been slammed with readings and orders, so you'll have to forgive me, and I do appreciate your patience. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe so you know new videos go up. If you're a return sub, I appreciate it. What's going to be going on, Spirit, for this upcoming week, the 3rd through the 9th? Okay, we'll take that card. We'll take that as kind of high-level overview. Go ahead and pull. Ooh, nice. Okay, interesting. So overall for the overall this week, 10 of Pentacles. Love this card. Really thinking the long term here. Now this is creating some financial stability, but for a lot of you, you're setting yourself up and you're kind of taking a step back and seeing how you want to not only attack and approach this year, but also what are the things that you really want to accomplish, right? So the one message that's coming up is Spirit saying don't overpromise and underdeliver, meaning, you know, this is the time for New Year's resolutions. Everyone gets involved in that and everyone wants to, you know, tell everyone what they're doing. How about this year you kind of keep it to yourself, right? There's no harm in that. You don't have to, you know, lose 20 pounds in 3 days. Like, calm down. And I know I'm being dramatic in that, but for a lot of you, it's just taking a step back and being a little bit more thoughtful on what you actually want to accomplish. Maybe break it up in a quarter. Maybe break it up, you know, part of the year. So you're not putting so much pressure on yourself, because at the end of the day, the 31st and the 1st, there's no different. It's just another day, right? So you can change your life and you can change your behaviors and your patterns anytime. So don't get too worked up on, you know, making these massive, massive, massive goals that if you don't reach, it's just going to be like another failed year. Don't think of it that way. Do things that are the low-hanging fruit that you can accomplish and knock off the list. Like maybe clean out the closet that you've been, you know, kind of just putting shit in, you know, for the last 3 months. How about you focus on maybe folding the clothes on your chair? That means myself, that, you know, that have been there, that they're clean and, you know, you just need to fold them and put them away. So do small tasks and then those kind of start to build up to momentum or bring up more momentum in your life. And then you might be able to attack more moderate things and then bigger things, right? So don't feel like you have to just like, you know, trailblaze and, you know, kill it out of the gate. The 10 of Pentacles is for the long term. It takes a while to get to the 10 of Pentacles, right? And also, this is really taking a step back and figuring out how you want to focus on your financial landscape. You know, looking maybe at your portfolio, working with your financial advisor. By the way, I'm not a financial advisor, so please don't ask me about the lottery. Please don't ask me about, you know, what stocks you should buy. Ask a professional, right? But this is starting to align yourself and figure out what are my financial goals, right? Do I want to retire before I'm 60? Do I want to retire, you know, when? You know, or you're looking at how you can pay off debt quicker, how you can maybe pay off a house or, you know, large items. For some of you, this might be a good sign just to go and spend $1 or $2 on a lottery ticket. You never know. For some of you might be get a couple $100 or maybe even a couple thousand. One thing I'm going to tell you is that if you have a family, I really think you're leaning out. What I mean by that is that you're looking at where you can consolidate, where you can maybe get rid of some stuff, maybe where you can live with less, okay? And not because maybe it's a financial pinch, just because you're looking at needs versus wants and you're starting to look at the long run, okay? This is a great card, by the way, because you're thinking kind of bigger picture, right? And I have to pull this card because it's at the bottom of the deck and it's just screaming at me. We got the Sun card. So again, I think for whatever reason, I think a lot of people are kind of looking at this year like, you know what, I think I think I can do it. You know, I think a lot of us last year in 2021 were like, we're going to do it. But deep down, we're like, ah. But I think this year, you're like, you know what? We're in it. We kind of know what to expect. A lot of shit is going kind of the same way, you know? And I feel like it's the energy's shifting and turning a little bit. I think people are becoming a little bit more confident. So that is exciting, and I just wanted to point that out. Some things that, you know, this is just not so much obstacles, but some advice for this upcoming week. And again, this is a general message. We got the Hanged Man and the Three of Swords in reverse. Now, this is always a nicer card to get in the reverse. But obstacles, I think for a lot of you, just like this time of year, reviewing and kind of taking a step back and evaluating a lot of areas of our life. For many of you, you're looking at, you know, kind of what are the things that hurt you this past year? You know, what are some things that you know, went through some mental turbulence, and maybe it was heartache, true heartache, meaning a relationship, you know, ended. There was maybe some cheating. There was a breakup. It didn't end on good terms. Not a lot of breakups do, but it was not amicable. For some of you, you're kind of taking a step back and saying, you know, maybe what's my part in that? And I know it's easy to point the finger, but sometimes we ignore that, hey, even though this person maybe did me wrong, I also ignored red flags. So for some of you, you're really taking some stock and kind of reevaluating what triggered you, what maybe still triggers you, and how you can gain control and be more in a power position when you start to feel out of sorts. I feel like this is more something that's happened in the past. Because it's in the reverse, it kind of gives an indication that you've kind of overcome this. But still, you know, the Hangman is kind of being in that suspension where you kind of don't really know how to move forward. You're kind of in a place of suspension. So this is something that's still impacting you, but the Hangman is also saying that you're looking at things from a different perspective, and you're really taking the time to heal parts of yourself that still kind of, you know, get flustered. Okay, and that's really important. That's a great thing. Okay, let's get going. I've yammered on enough. In the money. Looking hot and heavy with this Ace of Wands. This is a yes card. This is a go for it card. For a lot of you, you might be finding out that you're getting that job, you're getting that promotion, you're getting a little bumper increase in pay, well deserved, I'm sure. You know, the Ace of Wands also is about, yes, a new beginning, but it could be for some of you, you're really starting to put your passion forward. You're starting to realize that, you know, the talents and the hobbies and your creativity, there is a way to maybe make some money doing that. And for a lot of you, I think you've watched other people who maybe are not as talented, and you're like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And you're damn right. Okay? You're damn right. So this is all about starting. So if you have a desire to create, use your hands, build, and it doesn't matter in what medium you use, right? It could be painting, it could be music, it could be poetry, it could be coding. It doesn't matter. If it's something that allows you to be creative and you get excited about it, if there's a product or a service or a business that you finally want to launch, go for it. The key with the Ace of Wands is, yes, you have to use that passion and launch forward, but you also have to use consistency and have energy that's going to allow you to maintain and consistently build upon this new beginning, okay? Because again, sometimes all of us, and this is kind of another thing to keep in mind, plus it's January, we all get ramped up, we're going to make all these big changes, right? Big changes, kind of this Ten of Pentacles. But you have to be consistent and do something every day and have the diligence behind it so you can continue pushing it forward. There's no use in saying I'm going to sign up for a gym membership and only go twice and then quit. Okay? Career. The Strength card in reverse. Okay. I'm going to pull one more card. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so here's, for some of you, I feel like there's a final straw. I think like the holiday time frame, your break, if you took some time off, or even if you're like the only one working, I think you have some time to yourself to really evaluate, you know, what you want to do with your life, right? Is this the job for me? Is this the company for me? Am I stuck? Did I hit the glass ceiling? Is there one? You know, am I in this toxic environment for what? Am I actually getting paid for what I'm worth? I think for a lot of you, kind of mulled around a lot of thoughts and ideas. And for many of you, you're like, this is not worth it, you know? At the end of the day, you have got to let go of the fear. Some of you really need to take the leap of faith and believe in yourself and be courageous and work on that LinkedIn profile. Work on that resume. Get it updated. If you can't, there's a lot of professionals and resources, by the way, who can help you write a really solid resume. Because resume writing has shifted and changed quite a bit. This is the time to put yourself out there. And yes, it is scary because for a lot of you who are kind of further in your career, you're like, well, I don't want to start from scratch. I literally don't want to go back to the basics. That's not to say that you have to. There could be a job that's, you know, a better fit or suited for you that you don't realize because you're not out there looking and you're not proactive. So get yourself out there, because I'm telling you, with the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, there's a really good sign that there's a new job on the horizon. You know, something could be offered to you. Something could be, you know, a friend of a friend, or, you know, a colleague that you kind of lost touch with. That's why it's networking around this time is really crucial. By the way, you know, and this is just kind of corporate knowledge or know-how, but usually this time of year, when bonuses or merits are paid out, there's a lot of people leaving companies, okay? So there could be more job openings that could be available that weren't in the last few months, okay? So, you know, start to get out there. This is what I'm telling you, be proactive. The thing is, the only thing that's holding you back is yourself, right? So get out there, because again, this could be a new job. This could be maybe some relocation. This could be maybe you have to travel for an interview at some point during the process. But again, this looks really good. And this is something that is going to be very fruitful and beneficial and something you can build upon, okay? So again, you have two aces here, and this is a really good start of the year. So take advantage of this surge of energy and creativity that you might be feeling. Okay, so I'm pulling one more card in the romance area because this is going to be interesting. Love to see it. I'll take it, even though my finger kind of pushed it forward. Okay, so we got the Six of Pentacles in the relationship zone. So, you know, I think for many of you, and I don't know, this was right under the Hangman and the Three of Swords in reverse. I think for a lot of you who are kind of evaluating parts of your life that you've kind of like slacked on or have been a challenge, and this could be in the relationship area, that you're kind of evaluating, you know, really what you want out of your relationship. What is the relationship that you have with yourself, first and foremost? What is the relationship that you're ultimately trying to manifest? Do you have that relationship with yourself? Do you put yourself first? Do you value yourself? Do you love yourself? You know, do you accept yourself? I'm always careful about self-love because I think it kind of sounds like all or nothing. And sometimes you just have to get to a point where you accept where you are, right? And that you're evolving and that you grow. The Six of Pentacles is all about energy moving, and it's balanced, okay? There's flow. And so this, to me, always kind of reminds me of mirroring people in a relationship. And it doesn't have to just be romantic. It can be any relationship. You know, are your relationships one-sided? Do you feel like you're always kind of having the short end of the stick, or that anytime that someone needs something, you're there, you help them without question, doesn't matter. And when you need something, no one's there. It's like a ghost town. No response. No one picks up. So start to evaluate your relationships. And for some of you, you need to kind of cut off the energy where the relationships are very much unfulfilled. The Six of Pentacles is about teamwork. It's about compromise. It's about balancing. Now, no relationship is ever true 50-50. But you have to feel like you walk away from it, or you're in a relationship and you're seen, you're respected, and you're valued. We got the page. Sorry, my dog is fluffing her bed that doesn't fluff. It's orthopedic. We got the Page of Wands. Now, the Page of Wands can be, you know, it can certainly be an exciting energy, a relationship that could come in. But I feel like for some of you, Trixie, lay down. Sorry, everyone. Trixie's apologizes too. The Page of Wands, it seems like there could be somebody that could come in that certainly could be fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. But they're kind of this, you know, maybe young, energetic, very fun, a lot of chemistry, you know. But the problem is with this type of a person, The page indicates kind of that immaturity still. Somebody that's trying to figure themselves out, trying to feel the lay of the land. Now, what I would tell you is that in this card, this Page of Wands is walking away from a woman. What I'm going to say to you is that there could be somebody that comes in, but it's a test. Okay? Because some people, and I want to say this also, the Mercury retrograde is going to start to kick off fully January 14th, and it goes through February 3rd. So we're entering in the shadow phase here soon. There are going to be people from your past that could come back in. Okay, that's very typical during a Mercury retrograde. And if this is the case, they might say all the right things, they might do all the right things, but they're not necessarily showing you by action that they're committed for the long run. Back to this Ten of Pentacles. I think for some of you, the World card is here it's a test, and I really feel like many of you are being kind of put out there again to make sure that the emotions and things that you have dealt with in the past that have triggered you, that have hurt you, that you're ready to move forward. That the universe is like, yep, they checked that box. Go, pass go and collect $200. If you don't know, that's a reference from the Monopoly game. The World card is represented by Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the big daddy of karma, of lessons, of discipline, checks and balances. So for a lot of you, this kind of energy, and this doesn't have to be an ex, by the way, but this could just be somebody who's not necessarily going to make it for the long run. Are you going to take the bait, or are you going to see the red flags and wish this person well? And I think for some of you, that is going to be the case. Okay? Now if you're in a committed relationship, I would just say that, open communication, obviously, I don't necessarily get any major messages for couples, but what I would tell you is that this is the time, if you're unhappy, to have, again, communication, but to really evaluate what you're wanting to do and what you're trying to achieve as a couple, okay? But if you are single, I do feel like you could have somebody come back in, and it is truly a test from the universe to see if you're actually ready to move on and you're not triggered from the past. And that happens once you think you're doing good, once you think you're moving forward, once you think you're healed, you don't think about that person, you don't follow them on social media, you don't engage or interact with them. That's when they creep back in. It's usually to teach you a lesson. So will you pass or will you fail? And if you fail, you'll just learn it again, right? Life will go on. I'm pulling just one more card. This one wanted to flutter out. Yep, Queen of Swords. Time to put your money where your mouth is, especially when it comes to relationships. The Queen of Swords, you have to be a little careful because she or he can lose the filter and can be very cutting with words. But the Queen of Swords is ready for war. Make no mistake of that. He or she has gone through massive transformation, has gone through hell and back. I mean, really, this person has gone through trials and tribulations, but has walked out of it. One thing I want to tell you is that the Queen of Swords does not collect red flags. That's why I'm telling you some of the things that you have gone through in the past. This is a check. I'm not telling you to be cold-hearted like the Queen of Hearts can be. I am telling you to not collect red flags, to identify the energy that is not aligned with you and where you are now and cut it out so you can make room for new. The Queen of Swords is connected to Libra. Balance. And for some of you, you need to balance your life by putting yourself first and choosing you. Okay? All right, guys. So this is your weekly reading for January 3rd through the 9th. If you're new, again, subscribe. If not, glad you're here. Follow, all that good stuff. I'm rambling at this point. Talk to you later. Bye.